It's that time of year, folks. It is that time of year. We've wound down the football season. Basketball's at the All-Star break. We got some crazy four-continent hockey tournament going on that should be pretty exciting. But pitchers and catchers have reported it is turning into spring. Believe it or not, although you might have snow on the ground, it is turning into spring. It is time for baseball season to begin. And as you know, one of the things we do here is we talk fantasy. So let's talk fantasy baseball, everybody. Let's see what's going on fantasy baseball. I think a lot is going on. Who am I? Go Birds. All right. Who am I's here? I can't I'm on that I'm on the app that I can't get people to talk, but are you a Cardinal fan? I or are you a Baltimore fan? I don't know. I'm getting all confused all of a sudden. All right. So what are your fantasy questions on baseball, or do you have any? Obviously, Shohei Ohtani is the main one. No. Okay, go Bert. You're a Phillies fan. All right. Okay, so you are a Phillies. You're a Phillies person. Okay. Shohei, I'm seeing Bobby Witt, Aaron Judge, Ellie De La Cruz, Jose Ramirez, great third baseman, had a monster year with home runs. Gunnar Henderson, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts. But what questions do you have on fantasy this year? I'm sure you have a lot. Would love to get those questions. I know it's a little bit early, but let's talk fantasy now, huh? All right. Just to let you know, let's go through the rundown again. Some of the top players. I'll give you the top players from Yahoo. They're a little bit different than what I just read, but Shohei Ohtani's the number one. This is all Yahoo. And then we have Aaron Judge, who's still with the Yankees. Bobby Witt Jr., a shortstop, number 3. That's pretty crazy and good. Always want to get that. I have a feeling Juan Soto might be mid. Oh, yeah, he might. He might. That's a different team this year, and a lot of pressure was put on him last year. A long season playing in all those games. So we'll see. Bobby Witt Jr., number 3 on Yahoo, then Juan Soto, then Jose Ramirez, third baseman who puts up some ginormous numbers, 39 homers last year, 118 RBIs. Ellie De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, Jaron Duran with Boston, the outfielder who had 21 homers, 75 RBIs. Francisco Lindor, Vladimir Guerrero, who kind of cool here on fantasy, at least on Yahoo, first baseman, third baseman. So you can pluck him up and put him at third base and still get a slugger at first, like an Alonso or somebody. Marcell Ozuna, who had just a fantastic year last year. Not loving that because he was a Cardinal for a year, but he had 39 homers, 104 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber, 38 homers, 104 RBIs. Willie Adames, I always pronounce this wrong. It's not Adams, although it looks like that. Lindor is a sleeper. Well, here he's ranked 9th. So on Yahoo, he can't be much of a sleeper if he's ranked 9th. Corbin Carroll, the outfielder with Arizona, is 14th. And then we have Brent Rooker, who is apparently a little injured, the outfielder with the Athletics. He is ranked 15th. Jordan Alvarez with the Astros ranked 16th. William Contreras with Milwaukee, a catcher, actually ranked 17th up here, but he had 23 homers, 92 RBIs. And the Brewers probably win the NL Central again. Anthony Santander, who was with Baltimore, gets the nod at number 18. Teoscar Hernandez, 19th. He had 33 homers and 99 RBIs. Bryce Harper, 20th. So he is just 20th here. Anything going on? All right. I'm just running through Yahoo's top 25. Bryce Harper's 20th. He had 30 homers, 87 RBIs. Ketel Marte had 36, 95. He's 21st. Jerickson Profar from Atlanta, the outfielder. He's ranked 22nd. Pete Alonso, who's back with the Mets, he is ranked 23rd. So pretty good signing for the Mets, let's be honest. Matt Chapman, another third baseman or second third baseman here. He is ranked 24th. And Ian Happ with Chicago, the outfielder, had 25 homers, 86 RBIs. He is ranked 25th, I guess, in Yahoo. Now, we'll go through, unless you guys have any questions, we'll go through the next 25 here. Obviously, Shohei's the big one. Freddie Freeman, who must be a little bit injured, listed as day-to-day, had 22 homers, 89 RBIs for the world champion LA Dodgers. He's their first baseman. Then another first baseman, the one that replaced Freeman, Matt Olson. He had 29 homers and 98 RBIs. So from a production standpoint, at least in those two categories, just a tweak little bit better. So, and let's see. Jose Altuve is ranked 28th. Brian Reynolds, the outfielder with Pittsburgh, who had a pretty good year, 24 homers, 88 RBIs, coming in there on Yahoo, number 29. And 30th, a name we've heard a lot about, the former Oriole turned Padre, Manny Machado, 29,105. And I believe he's our third baseman who's in the top. Well, it'll be in the top 50. Jazz Chisholm, who came from the Marlins, traded to the Yankees, very nicely on Yahoo, listed as a third baseman outfielder. That's always a great option to have someone who is that dynamic. It really helps, as you fill out your lineup. As long as they're listed at that position, you can put them there. And then we have Spencer Steer, Cincinnati. He's a first baseman outfielder, which is very nice. You don't usually have first baseman outfielder. Sometimes like Guerrero's a first baseman, third baseman, but that outfielder's a nice little switch to put with the first baseman. Josh Naylor, he's a first baseman with Arizona. He is 33rd. Brandon Nimmo with the Mets, outfielder, had 23 home runs and 90 RBIs. He's 34th. Rafael Devers with Boston, he's a third baseman, and he had 28 homers, 83 RBIs. Eugenio Suarez, Arizona's third baseman, bunch of third basemen coming in now, 36th. Marcus Semien, 37th with Texas, a second baseman who had 23 home runs and 74 RBIs. Ezequiel Tovar, Colorado's shortstop, had a whopping 26 homers and 78 RBIs. He is coming in at 38th. Jackson Merrill, San Diego's outfielder, 24 homers, 90 RBIs. And Brenton Doyle, Colorado's outfielder. So a bunch of Colorados. We had Tovar, now we have Doyle, shortstop with Tovar, Doyle, an outfielder. Coming in at Doyle's in at 40. So let's see here. Any other folks wanting to know or talk about any fantasy baseball at this point? I know it's early, but I want to sort of lay my flag down or throw my flag in the ground and say, I'm going to be doing fantasy baseball. It's right around the corner. All right, we'll be doing the last 10 players, 41 to 50. Zach, it's got to be NATO, right? Or it's probably NATO. NATO? With Angels shortstop, he had 23 homers and 77 RBIs. Cal Raleigh, the Seattle Mariners catcher, comes in at 42nd. Seiya Suzuki comes in at 43rd. CJ Abrams with Washington comes in at, oh, I just skipped here, 44th. Nick Castellanos, 45th. He had 23 homers and 86 RBIs. Salvador Perez, he's listed as catcher first baseman. Kind of a nice thing. Hopefully he'll play a lot of first base, but you can still slot him in as a catcher at 27 homers, 104 RBIs. O'Neill Cruz with Pittsburgh, shortstop outfielder. You usually don't see shortstop outfielder, so that's a great great option to have. And he's one of those players that has been uh, sort of undervalued in some of the drafts that I've looked at. I mean, he has a wide range between his draft status. I mean, when I say wide, I'm talking 98. He's been drafted as high as 35th and as low as 133rd. So he's obviously undervalued. Randy Arozarena, who I can never say, and he played for the Cardinals. He is 48th. He had 20 homers, 60 RBIs. He can be a stolen base machine. Jackson Chourio with Milwaukee, 2179 homers. He's ranked 49th. And rounding out at 50, Taylor Ward with the Angels. Had 25 homers, 75 RBIs last season. So, any questions on fantasy heading into this year? Obviously, if you weren't on earlier, Shohei Ohtani is the big number one in almost every cheat sheet that I see. And then comes a combination of these couple guys, depending upon which list you look at: Bobby Witt Jr., Aaron Judge, Ellie De La Cruz, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts, Corbin Carroll, and then that's rounding out the top 10. I'll just give you Fernando Tatis, 11, at least at the one I'm looking at, and Francisco Lindor, the shortstop for the Mets, coming in at 12th. So a good little list there. Any fantasy questions? Those are the players, like if you're in a league, more than likely there's 10 teams in your league. So you're going to see, Shohei Ohtani get picked, Bobby Witt Jr., Aaron Judge, Ellie De La Cruz, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Mookie Betts, Corbin Carroll. You're going to see them probably almost all picked right away. Now, sometimes, people want to throw things out there and get, a pitcher early. But from the looks of things, let me just see what they say about pitchers here. Current. Okay. So the ranking, Tarek Skubal is the lowest ranked pitcher that Yahoo has at 88th. So, and then Zach Wheeler, Chris Sale, Logan Gilbert, Dylan Case. I think I always want to call it Cease. Cole Reagans, Seth Lugo, Michael King, Corbin Burns, Jack Flaherty, another former Cardinal, having great seasons, but for other teams. So those are the players you want to look at. Now, from some research that I did real quickly, I'm just going to go over this since we have some people online and would love to share this. There are 5 top 50 players who have very wide ranges between their best pick, like the lowest they were picked, to the highest they were picked. And let me just go through these I'll go in no particular order, actually. Ronald Acuna with Atlanta, the outfielder, he was picked as low as 7th and as high as 78th. So 71 difference there. Corbin Burns, the pitcher with Arizona, was picked as high as 29th and as low as 89th. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not a Nats fan. I went to the game, and whenever I go to a game, it was a home game in DC, and I always pick up a hat of the team that I'm watching. So I just enjoy that. I've been to, I don't know, many ballparks, not nearly enough, not not close to finishing up, but probably, I don't know, like I want to say 15, 20, something like that. I counted it a while back, but obviously I'm a St. Louis fan. I've been to Kansas City. For whatever reason, I've never been to a Chicago game, either team. I've been to Milwaukee, Detroit, DC, Philly, LA, Anaheim, Seattle. I know I'm missing a few. Oh, Texas, Houston. I've never been in New York. I've never been to Cleveland or Cincinnati. Did I say Milwaukee? Anyway, 11. So it's a little bit lower than I thought. So, all right. And then we also have Michael Harris, the second Atlanta outfielder. He's been drafted as high as 24th and as low as 119th with a difference of 95. But that's not even the highest range. Okay. Pete Alonso has been drafted as high as 18th and as low as 69th. So these are all guys that I'm thinking are undervalued that you should be looking for in the early rounds that might be available after the first or second round. Just things like that to look at. And then O'Neill Cruz, shortstop with Pittsburgh, he's been drafted as high as 35th. Now, and get this, and as low as 133 with a difference range of 98. 98 is a difference range right there. So Ronald Acuna, Corbin Burns, Michael Harris II, Pete Alonso, O'Neill Cruz are 5 names in the top 50 that have been picked lower and picked a lot higher. So they could be available in your league. And that is very important because you want to get those deals. If you can get a steal, if you can get a deal, whatever you want to call it, in those early rounds, and rather than having, 2 really good outfielders, you're able to pick up Michael Harris from Atlanta, at, I don't know, 101st pick of the draft, rather than, in the top 50 where he is. That's really good. So you want to be on the lookout for that. Another name to remember, obviously, is O'Neill Cruz, because he's been drafted as low as 35th, as I just said, and as high as 133. So very undervalued there. I guess you have to hit home runs for people to get excited sometimes, because Pete Alonso has a range of 51. He was picked as low as 18th and as high as 69th. So Corbin Burns, probably, anybody that strikes people out. He's now with Arizona this year. He has a range, or a difference range, of 60 from 29 to 89. So you definitely want to get those sleepers, or you want to get one of those steals in the early rounds, because that's going to be important. You want to obviously go for, a solid pitcher who can get a lot of strikeouts, has a lot, a low whip, obviously, depending upon what categories you all take. But, if you can get strikeouts, because if you can get a starting pitcher that strikes out a lot of people, that's to your advantage, because you get strikeouts. Oftentimes you'll get ERA and you'll get wins with those players. Not all the time. Hey, Nathaniel, we are live. What's with you being I'm not a Nats fan, dude. I went to a game in DC. I bought the hat. I'm wearing the hat. That's all. It's a coincidence. It's snowing here in St. Louis, so my mind is far away from baseball. But I thought, hey, during the day, I just want to see what it's like to be on during the day, talking a little baseball. Hasn't been too bad. I was just going through, Nathaniel, some people who are ranked in the top 50 in some polls, who have big ranges between where they were picked at their best. Like, for instance, Ronald Acuna was picked at number 7 in some drafts, and as high as 78th in other drafts. So he has a difference, a draft differential rating of 71. So it's quite interesting. And Nathaniel, yeah, well, I don't know if it's still snowing. It was snowing about 2 hours ago. I haven't looked out the window in a while, but I will say this, that you and I will have to have our show, and you'll have to go over some of the names with me again. It's Dylan Cease, isn't it? Or is it Case? I want to say it's Cease, right? That's wrong. It's got to be Case. I think I said Case before. earlier in the show when I said his name. Remember, you had a points thing for all your viewers, and the winner got a box of cards. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. I just kept giving it to you and Football or Nick. But maybe we'll have to do that again. Maybe we'll do that. That might be a good idea. All right. And then pitchers, you might be able to get some deals on some of these pitchers. Well, some of these pitchers are right around 100th ranked, but they've been drafted much lower and much higher. For instance, Sonny Gray of the Cardinals has been drafted as low as 57th, as high as 127th, a difference of 70. Zach Gallen has been drafted, get this, 71st and as low as 165. I didn't say cease. I'm just trying to figure out how you pronounce it. It's Case, right? Or is it Cease? No, he wasn't drafted by the Nats. I was just reading his name because I was going through the top, I don't know, 50 people who in the drafts. That's all I was doing. It wasn't that big of a deal. Bailey Ober was drafted as low as 63rd and as high as 170. That's a 107 point range. Remember when you said the winner of your golf coaching got? Yeah, I know, but you were the only one that entered, dude. I had to get somebody else that entered. Why are you bringing this up now? I'll send you more golf balls. I promise. I will. Cease. Okay, it is cease. That's what I thought. Cease. You cease to amaze me. Anyway. Well, anyway, I don't know that anybody's in the baseball mood right now. Maybe I'll try going in during the day. I should probably just take a break this week. Am I at work? Well, I'm kind of at work. I'm at my remote office that I work out of every single day in my house. So, yeah, I mean, I've been working and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go live and see what it's like. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to let y'all go because it has been fun, but I think that nobody wants to talk baseball today right now. I don't blame you either because it's still cold out there. But all right, I will. I don't know if I'm going live tonight, dude. I have no idea. The numbers have been kind of down. I might go live. We'll see. But anyway, I know you're into baseball. We'll get it going. Next week we're gonna have full shows. I just wanted to test the waters today. I was a little bored and I'm like, you know what? I'll just try it. So all right, everybody, take care. You know what? I forgot to do something, darn it. Forgot to put this in there. Remember, I have my fantasy baseball and football playbook. Get it below. Use the QR code to get that. It's $9.99. You get it for a year. It's 26 pages. It helps you with the draft. It helps you during the season. It makes you think about upcoming weeks, upcoming matchups, all of that kind of stuff. It's all of my thoughts. Basically, how to win your league. I mean, that's what this playbook is. I have one for football. I have one for baseball. They're both $9.99. You get them both for a year. It's a great value, and it supports the channel. So take care. I'll probably go live tonight. What the heck? All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks.